Is China's rise to global superpower status sustainable, or is an economic collapse looming on the horizon? This question has been on the minds of many as China's economy contracts and its reputation around the world declines. The Chinese government's increasingly belligerent behavior, such as conducting war games near Taiwan, has only added to the concern. Want to know answers to all these questions? Then stay with us till the end. Well, it's difficult to predict with certainty whether China is headed for an economic collapse, as there are many factors at play. However, some experts have raised concerns about China's economic model, which has relied heavily on debt-fueled investment and government intervention in the economy. Additionally, China's aging population, environmental challenges, and rising tension with other countries could also pose challenges to the country's economic growth. China's biggest investment in recent years has been in Africa, where it set up factories, mining operations, and other investments in multiple African countries. However, if war breaks out, China could potentially use these business arrangements to cut off supplies from the United States by calling in its chips with its African allies. Additionally, China's business boom with foreign companies may be over due to the government's recent crackdowns, high-profile detentions of foreign business travelers and journalists, and China's cyber hacking and data mining efforts. Manufacturing in China is still cheaper, but the ethics of using prison labor and the internment of religious minorities and dissidents has gained a lot of attention. China's domestic situation may not be steady enough to keep itself afloat if it loses much of its foreign investment, and many experts warn that the country could face a period of crisis and decline in the near future. The COVID policy in China could make it near impossible to recover, as a small COVID outbreak could trigger the lockdown of an entire city area, causing countless businesses to close their doors permanently. The zero-COVID policy also negatively impacts tourism, and international travel has become trickier since COVID began. Another global crisis looming is climate change, which poses the biggest challenge to coastal and island nations. However, every country is experiencing its effects in some way, especially if they were not prepared for extreme weather. The province of Sichuan, for example, was hit by a massive heat wave and drought in 2022, and the city became heavily dependent on air conditioning to keep functioning. If China's problems intersect and one area collapses, it could make it impossible for the country to keep another area under control. What would happen if China's struggling economy were to collapse? Would the government be able to respond effectively, or would the country fall into chaos? And with China's ties to Russia, could their involvement in the ongoing conflict in Ukraine further exacerbate the situation? It's a complex and uncertain situation, and one that leaves many wondering what the future holds for China and the global economy. As China's economy continues to suffer and its international reputation declines, the Chinese government is becoming more aggressive. They've been conducting military exercises near Taiwan, which they consider to be part of their territory. The United States has promised to defend Taiwan, but it's uncertain whether they'll follow through, especially if China threatens to attack the U.S. mainland. In this context, China's President Xi Jinping may view an invasion of Taiwan as a way to create a rally-round-the-flag effect that could unite the Chinese people and improve his political fortunes. However, the success of such a strategy would depend on whether China could actually win the war. An invasion of Taiwan would not be an easy feat. Taiwan is a small island, but it has a well-trained military and strong ties with the United States. A conflict between China and Taiwan could quickly escalate into a broader war involving other countries in the region. Moreover, China's military is not invincible. While it has made significant investments in modernizing its armed forces, it still faces significant challenges. Its Navy, for example, lacks the experience and technology of the U.S. Navy, which could make it difficult to project power beyond China's shores. In short, while an invasion of Taiwan could be seen as a way to boost Xi's political fortunes, it would be a risky gamble. The outcome of such a conflict is far from certain, and the potential costs could be catastrophic. As China struggles with a contracting economy and a tarnished reputation, its government has taken a belligerent approach by conducting war games near Taiwan, a nation it has long claimed as its own. But if China decides to invade Taiwan, it's a high-risk, high-reward strategy that could potentially rally the Chinese people and bolster Xi's power. However, to achieve this, they would have to do what Russia failed to do: win quickly. Taiwan has a powerful navy and influential allies who may be willing to supply it with weapons and resources. This could create a situation where China would be sending its best soldiers and weapons against a well-fortified island, burning through money and manpower that it doesn't have. If the world's second-largest economy experiences a further decline, it could have far-reaching consequences that would affect the global economy. As countries continue to distance themselves from China and the CCP, it could lead to a snowball effect that would knock over a lot of things in the way, much like in the Great Depression. Where will it all end? No one knows for sure, but the outcome could be significant. What do you guys think? Is China really headed toward an economic collapse? Let us know in the comments section. And don't forget to like and subscribe.